There was once a young boy who saw a bird with a broken wing. He picked it up, cared for it, and helped it fly again. When asked why he spent so much time on it, he said, "Because I believe it can fly again." You see, the power to rise often begins in the mind of someone who believes. Sometimes in thee, even before the one who must rise believes in themselves. In life, we often set goals based on what we think is possible, not on what we truly want in the. We dream small to avoid disappointment. But remember, playing small doesn't serve the world. It only protects your fear. Believing bigger means stretching your imagination beyond limitations. But belief alone is not enough. If belief is the fuel, hard work is the engine. There's a beautiful saying, "Pray like everything depends on God, but work like everything depends on you." You can sit by a river and pray for fish, but unless you throw your net in, you'll stay hungry. Likewise, just dreaming of success doesn't make it real. Effort is the bridge between vision and victory. When we work harder, not just with effort, but with excellence, something changes. Hard work isn't about stress, it's about focus. It's the art of removing distractions and giving your heart fully to the present moment. Let's be honest. There will be days when it feels like you're moving inches, when the world is racing miles in the. But remember, one step taken consistently is better than 100 taken occasionally. When the challenges come, and they will, believing bigger will help you see the light at the end of the tunnel, while working harder will help you reach it. And even when the results don't show up instantly, know this: the tree doesn't bear fruit on day one, but it still grows every day silently. So must you. The world is not changed by the loudest voices, but by the most consistent hands. In thee, believe in your dream so deeply that even when others laugh, you smile. Work on it so silently that one day your success becomes their silence. Remember, the combination of a bold belief and humble hard work is unstoppable. To be in the. Many of us underestimate our true potential by limiting our dreams to what we think is possible rather than what we truly desire deep down. We tend to shrink our ambitions because we've been conditioned by fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being enough. And so, instead of aiming high and risking disappointment, we aim low and settle. But the tragedy in life is not that people aim too high and miss, but that they aim too low and hit. The boundaries we place around our dreams are often artificial, constructed not by truth, but by our past experiences, our self-doubt, and the voices around us telling us to be realistic. But who defines what's realistic? Every great innovation, every powerful movement, every world-changing idea began as something that once seemed unrealistic. Planes were unrealistic. Electricity was unrealistic. Even talking to someone across the globe instantly was once considered pure fantasy. Yet today, all these things are not just real, they are normal. So why is it we can believe in impossibility of these global innovations, but hesitate to believe in the possibility of our own growth? The problem lies in the habit of comparison. We compare our starting point with someone else's finish line. We look at successful people and say, they can do it because they are smarter, richer, more talented, more connected. What we don't realize is that every one of those people had a beginning. Every one of them had a moment when they were unknown, unprepared, unqualified. But what separated them from the rest was not background. It was the belief that they could become more than where they started. If you never allow yourself to dream beyond your circumstances, you become a prisoner of your present. The key to freedom lies in the courage to believe there's something greater waiting for you. Not by accident, but by purpose. You don't have it all figured out. You just need to believe it's possible and then begin. Because when your vision expands, your energy follows. And when energy follows belief, new doors begin to open. Not because the world changed, but because you did. So ask yourself this: am I living small just to stay safe? Or am I daring to imagine what I'm truly capable of? Believing bigger is not a motivational cliche. It's a mindset shift, a decision to stop living in the shadow of doubt and step into the light of potential. You don't need to be perfect to begin. You just need to begin to believe. Believing bigger is not arrogance. It's faith in purpose. It's the inner confidence that whispers, even in silence. I was made for more than this. Sadly, in today's world, we've been taught to fear standing out, to lower our voices, and to keep our ambitions quiet so we don't make others uncomfortable. But there is a difference between being humble and being hidden. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you think you're better than others. It simply means you refuse to stay in a box that was never meant for you in the first place. Too often, people suppress their own potential because they are surrounded by individuals who can't see what they see, and that's understandable. No one else was given your vision. But here's the danger when we wait for others to validate our dreams before we pursue them. We surrender our power to people who may not even understand our purpose. You don't need 100 people to believe in you. You need you to believe fully and deeply that what carry inside has value, even if it hasn't yet produced visible results. True belief is tested when you feel alone in your journey. Can you still move forward when no one claps for you? Can you keep building even when no one's watching? Believing bigger means that your internal compass is louder than external noise. It's refusing to let limited thinking, yours or others, determine the height of your destiny. When people tell you to be realistic, what they often mean is be average. But you weren't created to be average. You were born with a specific purpose, and that purpose requires a belief that stretches beyond logic. If the people around you mock your dreams, smile gently, not because you doubt yourself, but because you now understand that their small vision has nothing to do with your big calling. Every major success story, every global movement, I flew for 22 hours to be Every breakthrough invention began in the mind of someone who dared to think bigger. Long before the world gave them permission, the difference between ordinary and extraordinary isn't talent. It's belief. Extraordinary people aren't necessarily the most gifted. They're simply the ones who refuse to think small in the. When you truly believe in something bigger than your current circumstance, you begin to move differently. You walk with purpose. You speak with clarity. And you carry yourself with the quiet confidence of someone who knows where they're going, even if the path is still forming beneath their feet. And that belief is not loud or boastful. It's steady, calm, and deeply rooted. It's not arrogance. It's alignment. Alignment with your higher calling, your deeper truth, and your fullest potential. Belief without effort is like a car without wheels. It may look good on the outside, but it goes nowhere. You can have all the vision in the world, but if you don't put your hands to work that vision remains just a beautiful daydream. We live in a time where positive thinking is celebrated, and yes, mindset matters greatly. But thinking positively about your goals without acting on them is like watering a plant that was never seeded. Nothing grows from wishful thinking alone. Dreams need to be grounded in daily discipline. Ours to be in There's a tendency to over-romanticize belief as if it's some magical force that will carry us to the finish line without struggle. But the truth is, belief is the ignition, not the entire journey. You need to turn that belief into action, because only then does momentum begin. Think about an artist who has a vision for a masterpiece. They may see the painting vividly in their mind, but until they pick up a brush and start painting, stroke by stroke, that canvas remains blank. The masterpiece exists in their mind, yes, but the world won't see it until they work to bring it out So many people give up not because they didn't believe, but because they didn't build. They thought belief was enough to carry them through hard times, through slow progress, through rejection and failure. But it's not. Belief gives you a direction. Hard work gives you attraction. One without the other leaves you stuck in Let's say you have a dream of starting a business, writing a book, learning a skill or making a difference. You believe deeply in this goal. You talk about it passionately, maybe even post about it on social media. But days go by, then weeks, then months, and no consistent action is taken. Slowly, doubt creeps in, not because the dream was impossible, but because it was left untouched. This is how dreams die, not from failure, but from neglect. That's why hard work matters. Not just the loud, flashy kind of work, but the quiet, consistent kind. The kind of work that doesn't post selfies or get applause. The early mornings, the long nights, in the hours of practice when no one is watching. That's where the real magic happens. It's not exciting and it's not glamorous, but it's necessary. Effort is the evidence of belief. When you believe in something deeply, you won't wait for motivation to strike. You'll build systems, habits, and routines that pull you forward even on days when inspiration is missing. People think the greatest enemy of dreams is failure, but in truth, it's inaction. It's waiting for the perfect time. It's telling yourself, I'll start tomorrow, while time quietly slips away. So let your belief push you into motion. Let it show up in how you spend your time, how you focus your energy, and how you follow through because only when belief and effort walk hand in hand does real transformation begin. That's when your dreams stop living in your imagination and begin taking shape in the real world. The path to success isn't about working till burnout, but about working with clarity, consistency, and character. In today's culture, we often glorify hustle. We admire the person who sleeps 2 hours a night, chugs coffee all day, and is always busy. But being constantly busy is not the same as being genuinely productive. Activity and progress are not the same. Running in circles all day doesn't mean you're moving forward. What matters is how you work, why you work, and what kind of person you become through that work. Clarity is the first pillar. When you are clear on your why, your work becomes more focused and purposeful. Without clarity, you'll chase everything and catch nothing. It's like shooting arrows in the dark. You may work hard, but your energy is scattered. But when you know what truly matters, you learn to say no to what distracts you and eyes, to what aligns with your purpose. Clarity simplifies life. It sharpens your attention and helps you pour your time into things that actually move you forward. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. Then comes consistency. Anyone can show up strong for a day or two. But success doesn't come from occasional intensity. It comes from steady, deliberate steps taken day after day. A drop of water falling on the same stone eventually makes a dent, not because of its force, but because of its consistency. Think of the gym. One intense workout won't change your body, but 100 small, disciplined sessions will. Consistency is often boring, unexciting, and slow, but it's what builds strength, skill, and sustainability over time. It's what separates those who wish from those who win. And finally, there's character. This is the heart of the work. The integrity, humility, and discipline you carry through the process. Because what's the point of achieving success if you lose yourself along the way? If your success compromises your peace, your honesty, or your relationships, is it really success? Ours to be working with character means you don't cut corners. You don't cheat just to get ahead. You respect the process. You help others along the way. You remember that how you win matters just as much as if you win. So real success isn't about working 18 hours a day until you collapse from exhaustion. It's not about being the busiest person in the room or having the fullest calendar. It's about working smarter, not just harder. It's about knowing where you're going, taking consistent steps in that direction, and doing it all with values that make you proud of the person in the mirror. You don't have to destroy your health or sacrifice your soul to succeed. True greatness lies in disciplined focus honest effort, and alignment between your actions and your values. That's what it means to work not just harder, but wiser, deeper, and with purpose. The life will not always give immediate returns, like a tree growing underground before sprouting above. Your efforts may be invisible at first, but they are not wasted. This is one of the hardest truths to accept in a world that thrives on instant results. We've become so accustomed to quick fixes and fast outcomes that we've forgotten the beauty of slow, steady growth. We want our dreams to come alive in a week, our goals to be achieved in a month, our efforts to be applauded the moment they're made. But real success, the kind that lasts, takes time. Imagine a seed buried in the soil. For weeks, sometimes months, it shows no sign of life above the ground. Does that mean it's not growing? Not at all. Beneath the surface, roots are forming. The foundation is being laid. Strength is being built silently If you were to dig it up too soon just to check the progress, you destroy the very thing that was becoming strong. The same is true for our efforts. Just because your hard work hasn't bloomed into visible success doesn't mean it's not working. Growth is often silent before it is seen. The problem is, we equate visible progress with value. If we can't measure it, post about it, or point to it, we assume it's not real. But the truth is, some of the most important developments in life happen in silence. Your character, your discipline, your patience, your resilience. These are being shaped every single day you show up, do the work, and push forward even when no one notices. That season of invisibility is not punishment. It's preparation. It's where your roots are growing deep enough to hold the weight of your future success. Think of the bamboo tree. It is planted, watered, and nurtured for years. And in the first 4 years, it shows almost no growth above the ground. But in the 5th year, it suddenly shoots up nearly 90 feet in just 6 weeks. Now the question is, did it grow in 6 weeks or 5 years? Clearly, it was growing all along, but the world just couldn't see it. You are no different. Your journey may look quiet on the outside, but powerful things are happening within you. Don't confuse silence with stagnation. What often breaks people is not the difficulty of the journey, but to the delay in the result. We start strong, but when we don't see quick progress, we begin to question ourselves. Is this worth it? Am I doing something wrong? Should I even keep going? But remember this, the absence of results is not the absence of progress. Sometimes the result is patience. Sometimes it's strength Sometimes it's the invisible qualities that will carry you further than talent or luck ever could. Keep watering your dream. Keep showing up. Keep building. Even if it feels like no one is watching and nothing is changing, because something is changing. And often, before your dream comes true, you must become the person who's ready to handle it. Don't rush your season of preparation. Trust it embrace it. That's where the deepest roots are formed. Working harder is not about exhausting yourself. It's about being intensely present, fully engaged, and committed to doing what you can with what you have. Right now, in a world that constantly talks about multitasking, doing more, and being everywhere at once, we've somehow confused productivity with chaos. We think if we're not running around, drowning in tasks, and overwhelmed by our to-do lists, we're not working hard enough. But true hard work doesn't mean burning out. It means showing up with focus, with intention, and with the willingness to give your best, consistently and mindfully. You don't need to sprint every day to win the race. Some days walking steadily in the right direction is more powerful than running without aim. What matters is that your energy is not scattered. It's directed. It's concentrated. It's present. When you're truly present in your work, you begin to notice things you never saw before. Small mistakes, better strategies, deeper learning. Being present allows you to master your craft, not just finish tasks. It turns ordinary effort into meaningful progress. Let's say you're building something important, a business, a career, a skill, or even a relationship. Half-hearted effort won't take you far. Showing up physically while being mentally distracted won't produce excellence. But when you're fully present, giving your undivided attention to the moment, you enter a flow state. Time slows down. You become more efficient, more creative, more aligned That's not just working harder. It's working smarter and deeper. Too often, people think hard work means staying up late and sacrificing sleep. They treat exhaustion as a badge of honor. But what's the point of staying up all night doing work you barely remember, only to wake up drained and disconnected? Quality always beats quantity. 1 hour of focused, present work can accomplish more than 5 hours of distracted, fragmented effort. Your best work doesn't come from stress. It comes from strategy. And presence is not only about what you do, but how you do it. Are you showing up with love, with integrity, with purpose? Even the simplest task becomes powerful when done with care and attention. Washing the dishes, reading a book, writing a page, when done with mindfulness, they build discipline and character. When you're present, you're not just getting through the day, you're growing through it. People often ask, what does it mean to work harder? It means doing the hard things when no one is watching. It means staying focused when distractions are tempting. It means not rushing your process just to keep up with someone else's pace. It means treating every moment like it matters, because it does. Small, consistent actions, done with full presence, build massive momentum over time. So don't be fooled by the noise that says, work harder means work longer. It's not about more hours. It's about more presence in the hours you give. Pour your heart into each task. Give your full attention to each moment. And respect the work by showing up fully for it. That's how you move from just being busy to actually being effective. And that's how you truly work harder. By being here now fully. Obstacles are inevitable, but your belief gives you hope, and your hard work gives you power. Together, they become a force that turns setbacks into setups. The truth is, no journey worth taking is without resistance. Whether you're chasing a dream, building a future, healing from the past, or simply trying to become a better version of yourself, challenges will come. Life will test you. It will stretch you, frustrate you, delay you, and sometimes even break you. But here's the beauty: obstacles are not there to destroy you. They are there to develop you. Belief, what keeps your inner fire alive when everything outside seems to be falling apart. It's the quiet voice that says, "Don't quit yet." When your mind is screaming, "I can't take this anymore." When you believe in something deeply, whether it's your purpose, your calling, your vision, you find the strength to keep walking even when the road disappears beneath your feet. Belief doesn't always make things easier, but it does make them possible. It gives you the emotional endurance to withstand the storm because you trust that something greater is on the other side. But belief alone isn't enough to move mountains. That's where hard work comes in. While belief keeps you emotionally alive, hard work keeps you physically moving. It's the fuel that keeps your engine running when the path gets steep. The power of hard work lies in its ability to convert belief into reality. Every time you show up, when it's uncomfortable, when it's inconvenient, when it's discouraging, you're building resilience. You're teaching your body and your mind that you are not controlled by conditions. You are driven by conviction. Now, think about this. How many people quit not because the dream was impossible, but because the challenge felt too big? The truth is, many dreams die at the doorstep of discomfort. People lose faith when they face resistance. But resistance is part of the process. In fact, resistance is often a sign that you're growing. Just like muscles grow when they are pushed beyond their comfort zone. You grow when your belief and work are tested by real-life obstacles. The combination of belief and hard work creates a mental toughness that allows you to see problems as puzzles, not prisons. You stop seeing failure as the end and start seeing it as part of the path. Each obstacle becomes a lesson, a teacher, a tool to sharpen your focus and deepen your determination. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What is this preparing me for?" And something amazing happens when you push through those difficult moments. Confidence grows, not just in your ability, but in your identity. You begin to see yourself differently. You realize that you're not fragile, you're not weak. You are someone who can rise again and again. Not because life is easy, but because you are built for the challenge. So yes, obstacles will come. Expect them, but also expect to overcome them. Not because the path is smooth, but because your belief is strong and your work ethic is relentless. Together, they form a force greater than fear, stronger than failure, and more determined than doubt. Success is not found in loud announcements, but in quiet discipline. Let your focus be so strong that even failure is forced to respect your consistency. In a world obsessed with broadcasting everything, every step, every achievement, every thought, we often confuse visibility with value. Social media celebrates speed, noise, and public recognition. But real success is usually born in silence. It grows not in the spotlight, but in solitude. It develops when no one is watching, when no one is clapping, and when the only motivation is the voice within that says, keep going. Discipline is rarely glamorous. It doesn't get likes or followers. It's the quiet decision to rise early and practice. It's choosing study over distraction, consistency over comfort, and long-term purpose over short-term pleasure. While the world sees the highlight reels, true success is being built behind the scenes. When you're tired, when you feel invisible, when results are delayed, but you keep going anyway. This is the power of discipline. It doesn't seek attention. It seeks mastery. Too many people wait to feel motivated before taking action. But those who win don't wait for feelings. They rely on habits. Feelings fluctuate. Discipline remains. One day you feel inspired, the next you don't. But if your discipline is intact, you'll keep moving forward. It's not about whether you feel like doing it. It's about doing it because you said you would. This integrity with yourself is where inner strength is built. Think of the most impactful people in the world. The athletes, the artists, the thinkers, the builders. Their greatness didn't come from random bursts of effort. It came from deliberate practice. Silent, consistent work done day after day. No applause, no cheering crowd, just repetition, refinement, and an unwavering commitment to growth. That's the kind of focus that even failure starts to fear. Because when you're that committed, not even setbacks can stop you. They can slow you, but they can't break you. And it's not just about results. Quiet discipline builds character. It teaches patience, humility, and the ability to delay gratification. It trains you to respect the process, even when progress is slow. You stop obsessing over how far you have to go, and you start valuing the simple act of showing up. Over time, this builds unshakable confidence. Not the loud kind that needs validation, but the deep, internal kind that knows, I've earned my growth. You don't need to announce every move. You don't have to convince anyone. Let your life speak. Let your results become your response. Let your improvement be louder than your intention. Let your progress speak for itself. When you operate from that place of focused discipline, even your failures become fuel, and your silence becomes strength. So choose the path of quiet work. Not because it's easy, but because it's powerful. Let your daily dedication whisper so loudly that one day the world can't help but notice. When you believe in something bigger than yourself, you find strength on days when motivation is missing. Purpose fuels perseverance. Everyone starts strong when the path is clear, the air is filled with excitement, and results are fresh. But what about those ordinary days? The days when there's no applause, no obvious progress and no immediate reward. Those are the days that test not your skill, but your spirit. And that's where belief in something greater becomes your anchor. When your dream is rooted only in external rewards, money, fame, approval, your commitment will rise and fall with your emotions. You'll show up when it's convenient and retreat when it gets tough. But when your purpose is bigger than you, when it touches others, when it connects with a deeper meaning, you gain an energy that outlasts emotion. You gain a reason to keep going when giving up seems easier. Purpose becomes your compass in the storm. Think about a parent who wakes up every day at 5 a.m. to work multiple jobs, not because they enjoy the struggle but because they're driven by love for their children. Their strength doesn't come from motivation. It comes from meaning. Or a teacher who shows up to class every day, pouring into students who don't always listen because they believe in the power of education to transform lives. Or the athlete training quietly in the off-season because the championship isn't just about medals. It's about proving something to themselves. In each case, the why is powerful enough to push them through the E when it gets hard. When your purpose becomes personal, discipline becomes natural. You stop waiting for motivation to strike because purpose gives your actions weight. You begin to understand that even the smallest tasks have value because they are connected to a greater picture. Every brick you lay may look unimpressive on its own, but when placed with intention, it becomes part of a strong, lasting structure. Purpose reminds you of that structure, especially when all you see in front of you is another heavy brick. This is why some people never stop even after countless failures. It's not that they never get tired. It's that they're fueled by something deeper. Something inside them whispers, there's more to this than you. That inner whisper, that sense of responsibility or destiny or calling makes all the difference. It gives you the grit to stand back up again and again. Purpose also lifts your perspective. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you begin to see what you're building. Instead of obsessing over temporary discomfort, you look at long-term impact. You stop measuring your days by what you get and start measuring them by what you give. This shift creates resilience. And resilience is what separates those who try from those who become. So on the days when your energy fades, when your inspiration dries up, and when the results seem miles away, return to your purpose. Reconnect with the reason you began. Let that reason pull you through the resistance. Because when your work is tied to something bigger than your ego, it becomes sustainable, it becomes meaningful, and it becomes unstoppable. In the end, the ones who create impact are not the most talented but the most tenacious, the ones who believed a little more and worked a little harder than the rest. Talent may open doors, but it's tenacity that keeps them open. We often admire people for their gifts, their natural intelligence, charisma, creativity, or athleticism. And yes, those things are beautiful. But if you look closer at the people who truly leave a mark on the world, it's not just talent that got them there. It's persistence. It's their refusal to quit. It's the quiet, unseen decision to keep showing up long after the excitement has faded and the crowd has gone home. Tenacity is the ability to hold on when others let go. It's the strength to keep walking when others have stopped to rest. It's not loud. It doesn't seek attention. And it doesn't always look impressive. But it is powerful. A person with average talent and extraordinary determination will always go further than a person with great talent but no discipline. Because talent may win you a moment, but tenacity builds a legacy. Think of the mountain climber. The climb is not about who can take the biggest step, but who can keep taking steps when their body is aching, their breath is short, and the summit is still far away. The climb rewards those who can keep going even when they have every excuse to stop. That's tenacity in That's what separates a dreamer from a finisher. You don't have to be the smartest in the room. You don't have to be the strongest or the most gifted, but you must be willing to do what most won't stay committed long after the mood has passed. Tenacity means being okay with being underestimated. It means letting people doubt you, misunderstand you, ignore you, while you keep building anyway because you're not doing it for their approval. You're doing it for your purpose. Those who go far are the ones who see failure not as a wall, but as a staircase. They use every mistake, every rejection, every delay as fuel. They don't collapse under the pressure. They become sharper, wiser, and more focused. They have scars, but those scars don't weaken them. They become reminders of battles overcome and lessons earned. Tenacity is not the absence of struggle. It is the mastery of struggle. And let's not forget, there will always be someone more talented than you, more privileged than you more supported than you. But that doesn't determine your worth or your destiny. What does is how willing you are to keep showing up, to keep learning to keep pushing forward when the lights are off and no one's watching The world doesn't need more perfect people. It needs more persistent people. The ones who change the world are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who never stay down. The ones who don't just dream when it's easy, but work when it's hard. The ones who believe that every little step, every unseen effort, every early morning and late night adds up to something greater. So if you want to leave a mark, don't just rely on what you were born with. Rely on what you build through effort, through discipline, and through sheer determination. Be the one who keeps going. Be the one who doesn't stop. Be the one whose tenacity tells the world, I may not be the most gifted, but I'm here to be in there. And I'm not leaving until I've given everything I've got. That's the person who wins in the end.